Welcome back. I'm here with Dan, and Dan is with netAlly. He's one of our sponsors here at the conference this year. And I want to make sure I say now and at the end that you want to go over to the exhibit area and make sure you check out netAlly there. You can schedule meetings with them. You can chat with them. You can learn more about their products there as well. But here today, Dan is going to be giving us some demonstrations and explanations of the cool tools that they have for Wi-Fi professionals. So Dan, I'll turn it right over to you. Go ahead and take it away.
You bet. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for having us on. And Julio Petrovich, is, who many of you know, will be standing by to answer questions at the booth. So please hop on over there and see Julio. So I wanted to give you a really brief update from netAlly as to what's new. For those of you who aren't aware of who netAlly is, we've actually been around for a long time, but not as netAlly. We just passed our 1-year anniversary as a company. Formerly of that, we were part of NetScout Systems and originated at Fluke Networks back in the old days. But what we want to talk about today is what we've recently announced, our AirMapper site survey ecosystem. In February, at the show in Phoenix, we actually talked about AirMapper for the first time. That came out for Etherscope earlier this year, and then we released it for the AirCheck G2. And this interoperability between our platforms, where the handheld tools act as collectors for doing site survey, and our Link Live cloud service, or Air Magnet Survey Pro, which many of you are familiar with, can be utilized to generate heat maps. So this complete interoperability allows for a lot of flexibility in terms of how you conduct site surveys, how you process that information, and share that information with others. If you haven't seen AirMapper, I'll show you a live demo here in just a minute, but as an example, here's a live survey that was done not too long ago at a school where we're showing co-channel interference. You can see the drop-downs at the top that allow you to select the different types of heat maps, different kinds of filters, and the thresholds that you can set. In this case, seems like they're a little excessive on the number of APs that they've got on that channel. Another look is beacon overhead. This was just released on Link Live not too long ago, where we can actually calculate and measure how much of the airtime is being taken up by AP beacons. And in this case, taking up nearly a quarter of the airtime, this network might want to take a look at how many SSIDs they've got beaconing in the network. So we'll take a look at AirMapper Live in just a second, but I did want to make a little preliminary announcement. We talked about this at Mobility Field Day earlier this year, or back in July, but in just a few weeks, we'll be talking about the release of the topology mapping capability in the Etherscope and LinkRunner 10 gig. Now, the unique part of this is a combined wired and Wi-Fi map of your network. We're going to combine information that we gather from the wired side of the network via SNMP and other discovery capabilities, along with what we're hearing in the air to map out a combined view of your wired and Wi-Fi network. So this, again, will be available shortly, probably the week of around October 19th. This is going to be releasing. This is going to be a great add-on to the wired and wireless analysis capabilities that we have in the tool. This map will be exportable as a Visio document so that it can be shared with others, modified, and made part of your reporting when you're creating documentation for your Wi-Fi and wired networks. So let's hop over now to a live look. I'm going to switch over here to a remote view of the Etherscope. This is our auto test. Auto test can conduct both wired and Wi-Fi testing. In this case, we've got a profile to test our wired connection into the network. One of the things I wanted to point out, particular to Wi-Fi networks, this unit happens to be linked on a fiber link, but we also have the ability to test signal-to-noise ratio and delay skew on multi-gig Ethernet links. In many cases, induced noise on those runs may be causing those multi-gig links to downshift in speed. So it's really important to be able to verify, are your APs getting the maximum bandwidth available? But let's talk about the AirMapper app. So AirMapper is another app on the Etherscope that allows us to import a floor plan and then walk the floor, taking samples as we go. Now, this is a continuous survey. We're actually scanning the Wi-Fi network in the background. You can see the channel indicator incrementing here as we scan through the channels. And that information is constantly being collected and pulled into the Etherscope. When we click on the map, that data is sampled for that particular spot. And then we move along to the next spot in the map, take another survey. So this makes a very quick and easy way of surveying your network. And then we simply upload this survey to the Link Live Cloud service. So here's what AirMapper looks like in Link Live. So Link Live is a free cloud service that we offer to our customers. You can create different organizations, as these indicate over here, and you can invite others to these organizations or create a new one. For, let's say, if you're a consultant doing work for a customer, you can create an organization for them and share this site survey data with them, no charge. We call this unencumbered collaboration, where you can actually share these files with someone else. They can manipulate the views. They can look at the different heat maps themselves. There's no licensing involved. The only element of licensing, I suppose, is the in-depth heat maps are associated with units that have our Ally Care support services. Everyone gets to see the signal coverage map, but the in-depth analysis and heat maps and filters are available when you have Ally Care. But from that point onwards, sharing that survey, free and easy for everybody. No issues there. So the survey that I just uploaded, we're going to click over here to the AirMapper file. There's the WTF20 demo. I click View Survey. And we can view the heat map of that site. Now, I've remotely connected to an Etherscope, which is in a static location. It's just sitting on a shelf in our network in Colorado Springs, so all of the samples look exactly the same. So not very interesting from that standpoint, but I just wanted to show you that the workflow is really simple. We aim to make this capability easy and fast so that you can use this heat mapping function not only for validating a Wi-Fi network, but for doing troubleshooting. Because we all know that a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? It's easier to see a problem than to look at data and process that in your mind. Seeing that coverage, seeing co-channel interference, seeing adjacent channel interference, being able to identify beacon overheads, and the other factors that we're looking at through a visual map makes it so much easier and faster to understand what's happening on that network and to share it with your clients and others. So effectively, that's what I wanted to show you today about AirMapper. I can go up to the this other survey to look at a few other elements in the last minute or so that we have left. Just to give you another view of what that heat mapping looks like. So we can choose our heat map. We have a number of different filters available based on various factors: the band, channels, BSSIDs, select specific APs, rates, the type of technology that you want to look at, channel width, and security settings. So a lot of flexibility, and then the ability to generate a report quickly and easily so that you can go from survey to reporting in just a matter of minutes. All right. Well, that's really all I had to add for you today. Again, I hope that you have time to stop over at the booth and talk to Julio and Levon. They're absolutely able to do some demonstrations and answer your questions for you. We thank you for your support and the feedback that we've gotten over this year. We really appreciate it, and we really appreciate our customers. So that's it for us. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate the presentation. And yes, as he said, make sure you get over to the exhibit area and check out what they have there, visit with them for a while. And plus, it might just help you get a little higher on the leaderboard. Thanks, everyone.
There you go.